Welcome to Fenway Park in Boston. The Red Sox welcome the Oakland A's for the first of three. Hi again, everybody. I'm Don Orsillo, as always, joined by Jerry Remy. Welcome to Red Sox baseball. The Oakland A's are here tonight. So far, they're a half game back of the Rangers in the AL West. Just got swept by Tampa Bay, but they're playing some pretty good baseball.
Well, they played great baseball all last season and are off to another good start this year, with the exception of this past weekend, as you mentioned, Don. But they're led by a couple of ex-Red Sox players that are doing a great job for him. Jed Lowry's in the cleanup spot tonight for the Oakland Athletics, hitting .382 on the season. She's got the 14 RBIs. And, of course, Coco Crisp, 5 home runs already on the season for Coco, with his 6 stolen bases. He's been getting on base a lot. He's walking a lot and doing a great job. So, you know, there's a tremendous Red Sox presence throughout these lineup tonight for the Oakland Athletics. And they surprised a lot of people last year, but they're no surprise. They're a very good ball club this year, too.
Well, tonight, Felix Joubran is on the mound for the Red Sox as the Red Sox try to bounce back after dropping 2 yesterday. Come back and join us. Red Sox and A's coming your way next from Boston. Dunkin' Donuts, Hyundai, Kia of New England, Toyota's official site for deals via Toyota.com, and by Southwest Airlines. Welcome back to Fenway Park as the Oakland A's come into town for the first of three tonight. It's going to be a chilly night tonight from Fenway Park. The breeze is blowing in as we get started tonight, and the Red Sox trying to bounce back after dropping the day-night doubleheader last night. As we send it down to Jenny Dell with some news on Red Sox honors this week.
That's right. Andrew Bailey and Mike Napoli got the American League Co-Players of the Week. They helped the Red Sox in what was a very emotional week to a 5-2 record. It is the third time that a pair of Sox have gotten such this weekly honor. Bailey went 1-0 with 3 saves and 5 appearances, and Don Napoli batted .345 with 10 RBI over 7 games. That led the majors in RBI, and he was tied for first overall in doubles as well.
So a good week for the Red Sox players, and they're trying to bounce back today. Yesterday, really, Jerry, just a tough day for the Red Sox all day as it worked out.
Yeah, it really was. You know, game one, Irving Santana very good against the Red Sox in that ball game. Can't pitch for Kansas City, and game two was one of the times where they had the lead, and one of the few times this year that the Red Sox bullpen has let them down in that game. But still, the 12-6 record as they still have a week remaining on this homestand, with the Oakland A's and the Houston Astros coming into town for the weekend. So Red Sox have a chance to continue to play good baseball here at Fenway Park.
Well, the Red Sox take the field tonight. As they do, let's take a look at the Oakland A's starting lineup. The A's starting order is brought to you by Jordan's Furniture. Coco Crisp leading it off in center field with Chris Young in left field. Brandon Moss at first base bats third with Jed Lowry in the cleanup spot at shortstop. Derek Norris does the catching. Josh Donaldson is at third base. .303 so far on the road for the Oakland A's. It is Josh Reddick in right field, another former member of the Red Sox, who bats 7th, with Nate Freeman, the DH, batting 8th, and Andy Perino at second base bats 9th. Well, as for the Red Sox, let's head down the pipe with FW Webb to meet tonight's starter Felix Doubront, who is on the hill. His third start of the year, 1-0 with a 4.50 earned run average. He has worked 10 innings so far at 13 Ks along the way, and opponents are hitting at .325 against Felix Doubront. And his career against the A's comes in at 0-2.
The Red Sox defense is brought to you on Nesson by Southwest Airlines. They are second in the league with 4 errors in 18 games. Will Middlebrooks will be at third base. Stephen Drew, the shortstop. Dustin Pedroia at second. Mike Napoli at first. Left to right, Daniel Nava, Jacoby Ellsbury, and Shane Victorino, and Jared Saltalamacchia doing the catching for Doubront.
Umpiring crew tonight, Mike Easterbrook has the play calling the balls and strikes, with Hunter Wintelstead at first base. Jerry Lane, who is the crew chief, is at second base, and Greg Gibson is the umpire at third. Tonight's game is available in Spanish by pushing the SAP button on your television remote. Enjoy the game.
Buenas noches, amigos.
Again, a cool night at Fenway. We start at 45 degrees, which was 2 degrees lower than last night's start time. The breeze in from right at 15 miles per hour. Pretty good clip to start this game, and partly cloudy the forecast as it is as we start. And they'll be bundled up here tonight at Fenway Park, ready to go. They knew what to expect here tonight, and it has lived up to what it was supposed to be. So far, so cold. But the Red Sox trying to bounce back here tonight in Game 1 against this Oakland A's team. It is amazing, Jerry, how many different connections the Red Sox have to this Oakland A's team. So many former members of the Red Sox playing big parts now, this Oakland A's team.
Well, you look at the first 4 hitters in the lineup. 3 of them used to be with the Red Sox. Coco, Chris, Morse, of course, and Lowry. And as we highlighted in the open, Chris and Lowry off to terrific starts for the Athletics.
Well, Coco making his way to the plate to get it started. 328 start to the season, 5 homers. And 9 runs batted in for Coco Crisp. It was 3 for 10 in the series against Tampa Bay. And again, Oakland was swept by Tampa Bay over the weekend. First pitch of this one is down low, ball 1, and we are underway. 9 career leadoff home runs, and 3 have come against the Red Sox. 1 off Felix Doubront. Deals with a pitch for a strike, 1-1.
Yeah, Chris for 2 at bats against Doubront. He's 2 for 2 with a home run.
Just had a 12-game hitting streak come to an end on Saturday night in St. Petersburg. Curveball in there for strike 2. Well, Doubront trying to be a little bit more economical as you look at the manager of the year last year, Bob Melvin, and his team to the postseason. A bit of a surprise, one of really 2 surprises last year. The Oakland A's and the Baltimore Orioles at the top of that list. 1-2 is on the ground to his left is Middlebrooks. He'll pick and throw to the first out of the ball game. Well, Middlebrooks has cleaned up his look a little bit as well. We saw.
Yeah, a lot of guys getting haircuts today. The Red Sox haircut specialist was in the clubhouse this afternoon, and a lot of guys getting buzzed. Certainly the most noticeable, Andrew Miller.
Yes. One down here in the first inning for Chris Young. Outfielder here for the Oakland A's. In there for strike 1. Young hitting at 128 over his last 11 games and 167 for the year. And quickly taking strike 2. Doubront trying to be more economical, throw less pitches early in outings. Seems over the course of his career, you look up in the 5th inning and he's got around 100 pitches, trying to prevent that. This is lined to third. Middlebrooks has that as well. 2 down.
Curveball that time from DeBron, hit very well by Young, but right at Middlebrooks. You mentioned the pitches, Don. Last time out in 5 innings against Cleveland, 104 pitches, 59 strikes for DeBron in that game. He did pick up the win, though, against the Indians.
2 down for Brandon Moss. 286, 2 homers, and 14 runs batted in. And a big part of the Oakland A's now, and formerly the Red Sox. Of course, went to Pittsburgh, part of the Manny Ramirez deal. Ends up with the Oakland A's, and last year, very good year for Moss. Was in the postseason with the A's as they were defeated by the Detroit Tigers in the American League Division Series, a 5-game series. An incredible number of walk-off wins, much like the Baltimore Orioles did last year as well. They just all lined up for him. Moss with a swing and a miss, 1-2.
Cut fastball that time from DeBron. Little cut right at the end. Gets a swing and miss from Moss. See that little spin on the baseball.
And Brandon Moss sitting at 291 last year in 84 games with the A's after he joined the club in June. 21 home runs, 52 RBIs in just 84 games. Home run total of 21, a career high for him. And very good against the Red Sox in 5 career games against his old team. Little miss inside, full count. And a road hitting streak of 15 games snapped yesterday. He was 0 for 4 against Tampa Bay and 0 for his last 7. As this series commences tonight in Boston. (3-2) on the ground, foul outside of first.
One of the problems that the A's had that series down in Tampa, they was something like 2 for 25, I believe, with men in scoring position. Had a difficult time scoring runs when they had men on base with a chance to score.
And Bob Melvin brings his team in a 12-7 record, a half game back of the Texas Rangers. Swing and a miss. Moss strikes out. A nice start tonight for Felix Dubron. A 1-2-3 first inning. Red Sox are coming up. Order in the top of the first inning. Red Sox coming up in the bottom of the first inning. And the Red Sox batting order brought to you by your New England Chevy dealers. Leading it off is Jacoby Ellsbury in center field with Shane Victorino back in there in right field after suffering some mild back tenderness, as Dustin Pedroia is at second base batting third. David Ortiz, the DH. Mike Napoli at first base with Daniel Nava in left field. Will Middlebrooks at third base bats seventh with Jared Saltalamacchia doing the catching eighth. And Stephen Drew at shortstop bats ninth, as AJ Griffin with his first pitch of the ball game missing up and away. Griffin getting the start tonight, coming in at 2-0 after his first three starts of the year. A 2.25 earned run average, 13 Ks, and opponents hitting at 222 against Griffin. 1-0 with a 2.08 earned run average in his career against Boston. It is amazing how Oakland just keeps coming back with great pitching over the years, and that has been a big key for them. This is sent foul. And of course, the former Red Sox pitching coach, who was the Oakland A's coach before he was the pitching coach for the Red Sox, returns again to Oakland in last year's successful season, to say the least. Returning to Oakland and getting to the postseason with the A's. 1-2 to Ellsbury is on the ground right side to Perino at second base for the first out in the bottom of the first inning.
The Oakland defense right now is seventh in the American League, 9 errors in 19 games. Josh Donaldson at third base, Jed Lowry the shortstop, Andy Perino at second, and Brandon Moss the first baseman. Left to right, Chris Young, Coco Crisp, and Josh Reddick, and Derek Norris doing the catching for AJ Griffin.
One down here in the first inning. He brings up Shane Victorino. The trouble with his lower back out of the doubleheader yesterday. Back in there tonight, hitting at .311. No homers and 7 runs batted in for Shane. Left the game on Saturday against Kansas City with that low back tightness. Johnny Gomes came in to pinch hit and started what would be the come-from-behind rally for the Red Sox, and the home run for Daniel Nava. His little pop-up in the direction of Perino at second base, 2 down.
First curveball we've seen tonight from Griffin. Fastball, curveball, change up, and that time the little pop-up to Perino at second base on the breaking ball. That should get back into the hands of Shane Victorino.
2 down here in the first inning for Dustin Pedroia, hitting at .313. No homers and 7 runs batted in. Pedroia 3 for 7 yesterday in the day-night doubleheader. Swing and a miss, and that one by him. First 18 starts for AJ Griffin. He was 9-1. Third pitcher in Oakland history to have 9 wins in his first 18 career games. Joins Barry Zito and Tim Hudson. Pretty good company. This one is foul back.
You mentioned Don facing the Red Sox twice, and very stingy against Boston a year ago. 3 earned runs allowed in 13 innings against the Red Sox.
To center field, where Coco Crisp is there to make the catch. It ends a 1-2-3 first inning for AJ Griffin. No score after 1. game. Duncan hosts a nonprofit children's organization. Thousands of kids have had the chance to catch the Sox game thanks to Dunkin' Donuts. Tonight we welcome the Beverly Recreation Department from Beverly, Massachusetts to historic Fenway Park. Dunkin' Donuts, committed to the community. Now into the second inning without a score here at Fenway Park, and old friend Jed Lowry to lead it off here for the Oakland A's. Jerry, you highlighted him in the open, a .382 average coming in and hitting cleanup for the Oakland A's.
And been doing it from both sides of the plate. .375 right-handed, .386 left-handed.
He got hitless in consecutive games for the first time this year, but still, even with that, hitting at .382 to give you an idea of how hot he has been. That average is good for third as the breaking ball misses up and away. 2-1. It's tied for second in the American League with doubles with 8. Third in multi-hit games with 8. .462 on base percentage. I guess the question is, when you talk about Jed Lowry, can he stay healthy, which is when a problem certainly in a Red Sox uniform. DL 6 times in his career. Twice last year with the Houston Astros. Ended up hitting .244 in his lone season with Houston last year. 16 home runs and 42 runs batted in 97 games. Home run total was third in the National League among shortstops. Swing and a miss, and Felix Dubronc battling back. Full count.
Home run swing there. Home run attempted swing there by Lowry on the 3-1 fastball. But Dubronc keeping that fastball away from him, up and away.
Ball 4, and Lowry gets a leadoff walk to begin things here in the second inning. First base runner of the night for the A's. So lead runner on, and Derek Norris coming up, the catcher. .357 beginning to his season. No homers and 4 runs batted in. Spent last year between AAA Sacramento and the Oakland A's. Ended up hitting .201 with the Oakland A's in 60 games at the major league level. .271 at AAA with the River Cats.
Hey, look at the Athletics, Don. They played a lot of games in their division so far this season. They are an 11-2 against the American League West so far this year.
And of course, the addition of the Houston Astros to the American League West this year. You hate to say it, but that is going to help some teams' records the way the Houston Astros have been going over the last couple of years.
Houston right now 5-13, 7 games back.
And Oakland, they're 6-0 against Houston so far this season. Norris fouls it off to the right, out of play. One for 2 in his career against Felix Dubronc coming into tonight's action with a strikeout. In there for strike 3. Second strikeout for Dubronc. First out of the second inning.
Elbow strikeouts tonight for Felix, coming on the fastball. A fastball to Moss, and now a fastball to Norris on the inside part of the plate, right in where the target was for Saltalamacchia. The Pitch Zone on NESN is brought to you by Amica. Amica Insurance. Great service, great coverage, and a great price for auto, home, or life insurance.
1-1 on here in the second inning. Josh Donaldson, the batter. He had been the only Athletic to start every game until yesterday. Had the day off against Tampa Bay, but Donaldson back in there tonight. And struggling over the last 6 games, 4 for his last 22. He's had trouble grounding into double plays. The Red Sox would like to have him do it right here. But he's already grounded into 6 on the season. It's the most in the majors. Okay. 1 on 1 out here in the second inning. Line down the left field line, a fair ball into the corner. Knob over to play it as Lowry heads for third base. The throw to second base would have been close had it been on line, but in there wrapping his arms around the bag is Josh Donaldson. A double, and it's second and third all of a sudden for the A's.
Yeah, no ground ball that time. A line shot down in the corner on a cut fastball from Dubron. Nava playing the ball in corner, trying to get it to second base and hold the man at first to try to keep a double play in order, but Donaldson in with a head first slide as the throw is a little bit off target by Nava.
Second and third, 1 out, and it brings up Josh Reddick, who on a regular basis last year was hitting third in this A's order. And a big part of the reason they did get to the postseason last year, he has been struggling so far this year, and this one gets away from Saltalamacchia. From third base comes Lowry. He will score, and taking third is Josh Donaldson as the Oakland A's jump on top 1-0.
A wild pitch here from Dubron. He goes to the curveball. The curveball bounces in front of Saltalamacchia, then off his body. All the way to the backstop. Lowry comes in with the first run of the ball game. Red Sox pull the infield in here early in the game.
4th straight game the opponent has scored first against Boston. A 1-0 coming to Reddick. And a ground ball foul. You surprised the infield's in this early in the game?
Not really. They're facing a pitcher they've had a tough time with in the past, and a couple of starts they've had. There is 1 out in the inning, so less of a chance of a big inning. Trying to cut down a run.
1-1 coming to Reddick. And it's driven into center field for a base hit. From third comes Donaldson. And the Oakland A's take a 2-0 lead against Felix Dubron and the Red Sox.
We mentioned, that they had struggles with men in scoring position in that Tampa series, but not the case so far tonight. And as a matter of fact, the Oakland Athletics lead the American League in runs scored. Josh Reddick right up the middle with the line drive base hit.
Here's Nate Freeman hitting at 167, the DH. And Josh Reddick at first and 1 out. And there for strike 1 over the inside corner. Now Freeman in there because of his ability against left-handed pitching. Hitting at 429 against left-handed pitching. He is 0 for 11 against right-handed pitching. So he gets a start as a DH tonight with Dubron on the mound. This is in the air to left field. Nava will make his way in. Wynn knocks it back towards the infield as he makes the grab. And there are 2 outs here in the second inning. Should mention the Oakland A's is a team doing well against left-handed pitching. When a left-handed pitcher has started a game against the A's are 4-0. They're 8-7 against right-handed starters, but so far so good against lefties. There is Andy Perino, 1 for 18 to begin the year, batting out of the number 9 spot.
And you have to pay attention to Reddick at first base. He's already got 5 steals on the season, has not been caught.
And there for strike 1. A check on first, and Reddick back to the bag. The A's have 5 players currently on the DL, and that includes Yoenis Cespedes, who is on the DL currently. This one grounded foul back to the screen, and it's 0-2.
Yeah, they think Cespedes might be back by this coming weekend.
He's got a muscle strain in his left hand. Runner goes. Marino fouls it back. As Reddick took off that time. Top of the Oakland order, Coco Crisp waiting on deck with 2 outs here in the top half of the second. Swinging a foul tip held onto by Saltalamacchia. 2 runs for the A's in the inning. We'll be looking for your fan stories. We'll be looking for more. We'll come back. Jenny will have one for you.
Story. We're here with Mike Chase, a true hero. Take us through what happened with you on Monday.
My wife and I went down to the Atlantic Fish Company Monday morning to meet some friends and family, like we've done so many times on Patriots Day, to celebrate our first day of school vacation week. We enjoyed some social drinks, some good laughs, celebrating the runners as they passed by. A few hours later, unfortunately, about 15 feet to our left, the second explosion occurred. Fortunately, I was able to protect my wife and a few friends and get them to cover. I transitioned them inside the restaurant and then made my way to the street. Without thinking, just made a left-hand turn, got over a barrier and into Boylston Street. First thing I saw was off-duty Lynn firefighter Matt Patterson, who was squatting next to a young girl who was in serious injury. Matt stopped me. I knelt down next to him. I was able to remove my belt and provide this young child with a tourniquet around their leg in an effort to stop the bleeding. Matt and I spoke quickly as we made a quick decision to transition this child about 35 yards down the street to the closest ambulance we could find. Later we found out that this young girl whose life was saved was Jane Richard, the sister of Martin, who unfortunately we know how that story ends. I just want to wish the Martin family, the Richard family, all our best and well wishes from the city of Boston and all of us here. And just an emotional time for this entire city.
Absolutely. And what have you seen from this city really coming together and showing their support?
The outreach and support from family, friends, and strangers has been tremendous. Through Facebook, social media, phone calls, and texts, people at work, and just everywhere we go. It's all through the capture and everything that the city's been through in the last week. It's amazing. the people of the city have come together like I've never seen. It's been an emotional time for everybody, but at the same time, it's people like David Ortiz, who just got a great hit here, who stands in front of this country and stand in front of the city and made a speech like he did the other day. It's an emotional time, and guys like that can bring everybody together through Boston sports. It's just an amazing place to be. I couldn't be happier to be here tonight.
Well, this is our city, as David Ortiz said earlier. This is from Jerry Remy. Thank you for being an absolute hero.
Thank you so much for having me.
Now Big Poppy going to the opposite field with a ball off the wall, showing that power the other way against the wind, and Ortiz going into second base, standing up for the leadoff double here in the second inning. Oh, what an incredible story that was from Jenny.
Wow. Well, David at second base here to begin things in the second inning is Mike Napoli takes strike one. Mike at 267 coming in, 3 homers and 20 runs batted in. To right field, Reddick on the run, but this is going to get down and head towards the corner. It is cut off by Reddick. Big Poppy coming around to score the Red Sox first run. The throw into second is not in time. Napoli has got an RBI double, and the Red Sox are on the board.
Now the two Red Sox power guys, Ortiz and Napoli, going to the opposite field. Ortiz off the wall, Napoli down into the corner, down in right field. That ball slicing away from Reddick. He has to track it down. He does, but by the time he gets it back in, Napoli at second base. For Napoli, that's his 21st RBI of the season.
Tied for the league lead with Fielder and Davis in that category. As Daniel Nava checks in at 326, 4 homers and 14 runs batted in. In there for a strike, 1-1. A.J. Griffin had a 1-2-3 first inning, but back-to-back doubles to open up the second inning, and already the Red Sox on the board. That'll bounce in, blocked by Norris. No advance for Napoli at second base. To left field, Young was playing deep, but he comes in to make the catch on the sinking liner to retire Nava. Struck well, but Young is there for the first out. Well, this week, great baseball action continues as the Red Sox take on the Oakland Athletics and the Houston Astros. Get your tickets for these great matchups by calling 877-RED-SOX-9 online at redsox.com/tickets or by visiting the Fenway Park ticket office. And remember, during the month of April, kids 12 and under eat free, and KM Fenway Franks are 2 for $1 all month long. Tickets are available with a number of home games to choose from. There's a game for everyone. This one rolled foul over into the A's dugout by Will Middlebrooks.
That's 3 at-bats in a row this inning where the ball has been hit very hard. Ortiz, Napoli, and even the out by Nava, a line drive out.
Swing and a miss on a pitch elevated that time. Middlebrooks 4 for his last 43. Last year in 75 games in his major league debut season, 288, 15 homers, 54 runs batted in. One-two bounces in, and Norris blocks it again. Swing and a foul tip held onto by Derek Norris. Strikeout number 1 for A.J. Griffin. 2 down.
And the 2 fastballs that were swung and missed at by Middlebrooks, both were high strikes. See Middlebrooks going up to try to make contact on that pitch.
Well, 2 down. Napoli at second base, and Jared Saltalamacchia the batter. Strike 1 over the outside corner. Salty yesterday 1 for 8 in the day-night doubleheader, and 1 for 10 in the series against Kansas City. Two and 1. In the air to left center field. Coco Crisp makes his way over to left center and puts it away to end the inning. Red Sox get a run back. We're through 2. A's on top by a run. One lead over the Red Sox. To the 3rd inning we go, and it is the top of the Oakland A's order leading it off in Coco Crisp. Chris Young and Brandon Moss expected to face Felix Dubron. Dubron had a 1-2-3 first inning, but then gave up 2 runs in the 2nd inning. And Coco takes strike 1. Bounced out to 3rd base, and Will Middlebrooks in the 1st inning. Swing and a miss. A good curveball that time from Dubron. 1-2. Full crisp.
Yeah, he's had a couple of good curveballs in this game so far tonight. That one a big breaker. Jacoco.
On the ground, left side to short, picked on the backhand by Drew. The off-balance throw in time. It's played by Stephen Drew for the first out of the inning. Well, today is Earth Day. With more, here's Jenny Dell.
That's right, Don. And the Red Sox do so much to help out around, including a food donation program. They have these big belly trash cans around the perimeter of the ballpark that are solar panels. They have solar panels on top of the roof behind home plate that helps heat the water. And today's game is carbon neutral. And you might want to know what that is. It's the club purchase renewable energy credits to offset all emissions generated from today's game.
Jerry, did you know the solar panels on the roof of Fenway generate 37% of the hot water used at the park and prevent 18 tons of CO2 each year?
Yeah. I didn't know it was 37%. No.
Yes.
That's quite a bit.
There are 175 blue recycling bins throughout Fenway Park.
That I did know.
The Red Sox recycled more than 275 tons of plastic, aluminum, and paper in 2012.
I bet it was double that yesterday, you know, because we had a day-night doubleheader.
I don't know if it was double 2012, but it was.
No, but it was
double of the game.
Yeah. It was more than one game.
1-2, broken back, grounded to third. Middlebrook secures the ball and fires to first, 2 down.
Any more facts you got down?
That's all I got.
You're out of stuff.
I'm out of. I can make some stuff up if you'd like, but that's the factual information that I have.
What do you do to help at home on Earth?
I recycle bottles, cans,
so
that kind of stuff. Yeah.
So do we.
Do you? Yeah. Two down here in the third inning, and Brandon Moss, the batter. Struck out swinging in the first inning. Last jarred right off Jared Saltalamacchia. Quickly by him, 0-2. So far, 3 strikeouts tonight for DuBron. He's averaged 2 strikeouts per inning pitched against the A's. 14 strikeouts in 7 innings pitched in his career against Oakland, but he is 0-2 as Moss stays alive. 10 career games against American League West teams, and Felix DuBron does not have a win against the American League West. A 1-2 pitch. Swinging a foul tip for strike 3. Held on to by Saltalamacchia. A 1-2-3 inning for Felix DuBron. A 2-1 A's lead. Sox and Oakland here on NESN, and follow the Bruins game against Philadelphia on NESN Plus. To find your NESN Plus channel, visit NESN.com/NESN Plus. Bottom of the third inning, and Stephen Drew hits one high and deep to right field. Back goes Josh Reddick, and at the wall, he'll make the catch. That ball died in right field. A drive to right field for Stephen Drew, the former Oakland A, trying to take it out of the yard for the first time in a Red Sox uniform, and almost did.
Yeah, it certainly looked like it had the legs to get out of here, but to knock down by the wind and the cold weather here tonight at Fenway Park. Stephen Drew hit that about as good as he can hit it, and Reddick goes right back to the fence to make the catch.
So Drew, who last year played with the Oakland A's, retired. Now this is shot out to left center and quickly by Coco Crisp. Coco back to grab it as Ellsbury into second base with a double.
I'll tell you, the Red Sox so far in this game have made good, solid contact against A.J. Griffin. That ball by Drew was hit very well. Now Ellsbury follows with a line drive that gets by Coco Crisp for the one-out double. That ball was hit very hard. Coco just turned and started to head backwards.
And of course, Jacoby Ellsbury took over for Coco Crisp in center field. Ellsbury with a 12-game hitting streak at .314 now. Here comes Shane Victorino. Red Sox trailing by a run, but have Ellsbury at second with one out. Victorino popped out to second base in the first inning. And it takes strike one. Lowry playing right in behind Ellsbury at second. This is in the air to left center. Crisp going back shy of the track to make the catch. Ellsbury will tag and head for third base and get there without a problem. So two outs in the inning, and Ellsbury moves over on the fly out by Victorino. Two down here in the third inning, and it brings up Dustin Pedroia. Flied out to the center fielder Coco Crisp in the first inning. 6 fly ball out so far. For A.J. Griffin, only 1 ground ball out. And there is strike one on the breaking ball. And then for strike two, almost the same spot. Comes back with the fastball this time, though, and it's 0-2. Pedroia pops it up, and Lowry goes back out to make the catch to end the inning. Red Sox leave Ellsbury at third base. Oakland still on top by 1. Eastern Bank. You put your family first, your job first, even your team first. Isn't it time someone put you first? Eastern Bank does just that with products like Eastern Free Checking. Here, you're first. Eastern Bank. Now to center field, and it's Pedroia who ducks back from his spot at second base. Jed Lowry's retired on one pitch to begin things here in the fourth inning. And that is 6 in a row retired by Felix Dubron. As Derek Norris makes his way to the plate. So there was a hairstylist in the clubhouse today, is that what you said?
Yeah, gentleman that comes in and gives the Red Sox, some of the Red Sox players, haircuts, and a lot of guys getting cleaned up today.
I noticed Felix has got something going on there.
Yeah,
tonight also.
I don't know if he was one of them, but looks very clean tonight.
Here's Derek Norris. He takes a pitch outside for ball one.
And Miller took it all off. I mean, it's gone. It's long gone.
One-0 is in there for strike 1-1.
I was thinking about doing it.
I was going to ask you that. I mean, did you think about getting a pattern? I think
every time I see something like that, I say maybe it's time to just shave it off. You know, I mean, there's nothing there anyway.
He's going to go all bald?
Not all bald, but you know, maybe buzzed and let all the bald spots show. I don't know. I don't know what to do.
Wow.
I'm at that age. I just don't know what to do.
Is this just going to be a snap decision one day? You're just going to walk in, you're going to be bald?
Never know.
See, you should have a pattern on the back like Felix does, something like that.
I don't think you could do that with my kind of hair.
I think you could. Sure.
Whatever's left of my kind of hair.
You could do a little zigzag thing on the side. Or it'd be fun to try or to watch.
Yeah, I know it would be, yeah.
3-1 to Norris. Swing and a miss, full count.
Should be a Twitter question, maybe, you know?
What should we do with Jerry's hair?
Yeah, shave it, get a rug.
Hashtag Jerry's lid. Swing and a miss. Norris strikes out. That's 5 Ks for Dubron. 2 down.
And Dubron going at the fastball. Second time he's got Norris tonight with the fastball for a strikeout.
Covidien, delivering innovative health care products across the globe, is a proud sponsor of the Red Sox Foundation. Two down in the fourth. Josh Donaldson skies one foul off to the right.
What would the options be? It'd be
totally bald.
Buzz it off. Totally bald.
See, let's back up. Buzz meaning you want like a military cut, like kind of like a flat top, like a Jason Varitek style.
No, not a flat top. Not enough hair for that.
So what are you talking? Like real short?
Real short, like Middlebrooks has got it right now.
Okay.
Completely bald.
Totally bald. Nothing on the sides. You don't want like the horseshoe thing going around. No.
Leave it alone, or get a rug.
So we should do that. We haven't done a Twitter question yet tonight.
No, we should do that.
So hashtag Jerry's hair. And then maybe tomorrow, will you do it? If we get enough suggestions one way or the other, will you do it tomorrow?
I can't promise that I'll do it, but I'm in that mood right now where I could do something crazy. I really could.
Really?
Yeah.
There was one day in spring training that you slicked it back like Robert De Niro.
Yeah, exactly. I did.
2-1 is on the ground to short. Drew on the backhand. And that'll do it. Dubron now all of a sudden rolling along. He's retired 8 in a row. Red Sox trailing by 1. Brought to you in part by Eastern Bank. You always put others first. Would it be nice if your bank did the same thing? With products that make life easier and a commitment to helping those in need. Here, your first Eastern Bank. An early start here in Boston as the Red Sox starting tonight at 6:35, tomorrow night as well, against the Oakland A's. And hopefully some young fans will be able to come out and see some Red Sox baseball. The game starting earlier. The key matchup is brought to you by Acura. David Ortiz against A.J. Griffin, now 2 for 3 with the updated numbers, as he was able to double in the second inning and scored the Red Sox lone run, driven in by Mike Napoli in the second. Breaking ball in the dirt, and it's 1-2. A cold couple of days here. The day-night doubleheader yesterday and tonight. One, two is in there for strike 3. Big Papi takes with him the second strikeout for A.J. Griffin. Let's send it down to Jenny Dell.
Well, guys, ask and you shall receive. Tonight's Twitter question, brought to you by AT&T, is very simple. What should Jerry Remy do with his hair? Use the hashtag Jerry's Lid, and we'll come back with you with our best tweets of the night.
What should we do with Jerry's hair? This has been something we've been talking about, thinking about for a very long time, and tonight it is coming to fruition. I'm very excited about this.
This is it.
This is going to be a new thing for you. You went through the midlife crisis a couple years ago where you changed your hair color completely, and it was kind of like a shoe polish brown.
Yes, and it was red under the lights, under the cameras. It was red.
I can't wait for the suggestions.
I bet there's going to be some beauties.
I think you should think about the spiked. The more I think about it, put some gel in there and spike it right.
I don't have enough to spike up.
I think you got more than you think. Just get a little bit of lift.
I don't know. People have been trying to get to change it for years. You know, my wife, my hairdresser.
Gentleman's down and away to Napoli, who doubled to drive in the Red Sox only run in the second inning. Swing and a miss, 2-2. As A.J. Griffin tries to settle things down here. He gave up a one-out double last inning, but proceeded to get Victorino and Pedroia. 7 fly ball outs. A lot of stuff in the air against A.J. Griffin. Full count. That's a possibility. Have you thought about a mohawk?
No, I have not. I have not thought that that direction.
This is grounded foul outside of third.
You have to keep age appropriate in mind too. I mean, you really do. I'm not a young man, so you have to really, you know, you can't have moss like Griffin here. I mean, it's.
Listen, you're as old as you feel. So.
Well, yeah.
I mean, if
I don't feel that young.
Side and Napoli gets hit. Hands or wrist, tough to tell.
I think it was the elbow. I believe it was on the elbow, and that's going to sting a little bit. Tries to come inside with the fastball, and yes, the right elbow, it looks like. That's almost one you know you're going to get hit on. You try to get out of the way. There's no way you can. And, of course, that's Napoli's throwing arm.
First time he has been hit this season. First batter that A.J. Griffin has hit this season. Well, Beth Israel Deaconess Medical Center, the official hospital of the Boston Red Sox, never forgets that before you're a patient, you're a person. Beth Israel Deaconess, human first. Learn more at bidmc.org/human first. One out, Napoli at first base. In the air to left field off the bat of Nava. On the run, not getting there is Chris Young. He'll play it off the carom as Napoli gets to third into second base. With a wall ball double goes Daniel Nava.
That's the second time tonight Nava's hit the ball hard. First time it was a line drive out to left field. This time he finds that corner. Ball slicing away from Young out there in left field, and a second and third situation for the Red Sox now with one out. Pretty well played off that wall by Young out there in left field, but Napoli in at third base with a sore elbow, and Nava at second base.
One out, second and third as Will Middlebrook stands in. He struck out in the second inning. One of 2 Ks tonight for A.J. Griffin.
This would be a very big at bat for Middlebrooks. If he could knock in these 2 runs, it could get him going.
In the air to left field for Middlebrooks. Back towards the monster seats and gone. 3-run home run for Will Middlebrooks. The Red Sox take a 4-2 lead, and that's got to feel good for Will Middlebrooks.
You're not kidding, Don. You know, it's been a very tough stretch for Will, and he gets a breaking ball this time from Griffin. He is all over it. The line drive home run into the monster seats. We talked about it being a big at bat. Actually, let me correct myself. That looks like a cut fastball he gets that's inside. That's where he likes the ball, and he likes where he put it.
Well, the Red Sox have now hit 16 home runs this season, and with it, Hess&S Express donate another $500 to the Red Sox Foundation. That brings the season total to $8,500. Middlebrooks now with 5 home runs, and the Red Sox are the 2-run advantage. 1-2. Breaking ball in the air down the left field line, and that one will head foul. He'd been 4 for his last 44 prior to that 3-run home run, and he had a 3 home run game in Toronto, and then after that, that's where that stretch started. Saltalamacchia strikes out. 3rd K for Griffin. 2 down.
All 3 of the strikeouts for Griffin tonight on the fastball, as he gets Saltalamacchia to chase one away from him.
Two down for Stephen Drew. Flied out to the warning track in right field in the 3rd inning. Looked like it had enough to get out of here, but Josh Reddick backed up, made the catch. One-0 is fouled off, and it's 1-1. So Ortiz strikes out to begin the inning. Napoli gets hit. The double by Nava. 3-run home run by Middlebrooks. Now this one is lined through right field and in for a base hit for Drew. Josh Reddick gets it back in, but Stephen Drew is aboard with a 2-out base hit.
That's certainly a good sign for Drew. Two very good at-bats tonight. One long fly ball that we thought might have been out of the ballpark. Now the line drive base hit in front of Reddick.
Kurt Young, the pitching coach, coming out here for the A's to talk to A.J. Griffin. We'll stay with Nesson after the game. For WB Mason Extra Innings Live, Tom Karen will anchor Nesson's breakdown of game highlights, interviews, and John Farrell's post-game press conference. WB Mason Extra Innings Live. Can't go wrong when you buy right. WB Mason. Here comes Jacoby Ellsbury. 1 for 2 in the game tonight as Ellsbury grounded out in the first double in the third inning. Is one of the 6 Boston hits in the game off A.J. Griffin. There's strike 1. Double extended Ellsbury's hitting streak to 12 games. Down on the count, 0-2. Shane Victorino waiting on deck. There are 2 outs here in the bottom of the 4th inning. So far, a 3-run bottom of the 4th inning for the Red Sox. Popped up foul off to the left. Staying alive is Ellsbury. Just missed outside. Griffin with 3 strikeouts has not walked anybody yet. Popped up right side of the infield. It'll be Perino makes the catch to second baseman, but the damage is done. Will Middlebrooks with a 3-run home run puts the Red Sox on top 4-2. back at Fenway Park, and in between innings, the Watertown first responders honored here at Fenway Park. And the reception, as you might imagine, very strong from the Fenway faithful. And players appreciating as well. Going to play along here to the 5th inning, 4-2. Red Sox have the lead thanks to the 3-run home run by Will Middlebrooks. And it is Josh Reddick who leads it off. He singled to drive in a run in the 2nd inning for the A's. And takes strike 1. 2 hits allowed by Felix Gibran so far. The double by Josh Donaldson and the single by Josh Reddick. This alignment, Middlebrooks is in short right field as Reddick hits a foul ball down the first base line. Picked by Napoli, but foul.
You see the alignment of Middlebrooks between Pedroia and Napoli with nobody on base. Where the Red Sox charts must show is that Reddick gets a lot of ground balls in the direction of Dustin Pedroia. They want Pedroia in that spot that is usually most active.
In there for strike 3. Reddick knew it and takes with him the 6th strikeout of the night for Felix Gibran.
Fastball right down the middle this time from Felix Gibran, mixing his pitches up inside outside, inside corner that time for the strikeout. Amica Insurance is the proud sponsor of the Amica Pitch Zone.
Nine in a row retired by Felix Gibran. One down here in the 5th inning for Nate Freeman. Chops it foul down the 3rd baseline into the seats. And 2. Gibran has been so far economical as he works here with 1 out in the 5th inning. 66 pitches. Love to get deep into this game. Of course, the Red Sox had to use a lot of the pen yesterday in the day-night doubleheader here at Fenway Park, but 2 is in the dirt. 1-2. Oakland's still in pretty good shape, but I'd like to see Gibran get a little deeper into the game than he has in the past. Check swing on a ball down low. Did he go? No, says Hunter Wintelstead. And it's 2-2.
Now Gibran trying to double up on the curveball, and I don't believe he went down on that swing or attempted swing. I know you don't buy that, but
down and in, full count. Bottom of the order, Andy Perino waiting on deck, number 9 man in the A's order. Ball 4, and Gibran loses him. Second walk allowed by Felix, and that breaks up a string of 9 in a row retired by the left-hander.
An awful lot of off-speed pitches to Freeman in that at bat. Curveballs, changeups. It was a changeup on the final pitch for ball 4.
Well, now 1 on. Andy Perino, his second baseman, 1 for 19 to begin the year. Perino struck out swinging in the second inning. Well, Tampa Bay starting to play better baseball. They beat the Oakland A's, sweeping them in the 3-game series. And Tampa Bay has won 3 in a row and have a 5-0 lead tonight in the 3rd inning against the Yankees. This is on the ground up the middle into center field. A base hit for Andy Perino. Taking second is Freeman, and all of a sudden it's first and second with 1 out for the A's.
Now the A's, who slumped over the weekend, swinging the bats pretty well in this ball game against Dubron tonight. Perino with the ground ball base hit by Dubron into center field.
And actually tonight for Tampa Bay, that was against CC Sabathia, scheduled to start for New York. Matt Moore going for Tampa Bay, so a 5-0 Tampa Bay lead against CC Sabathia. And right here now, all of a sudden, Felix Dubron has some stuff to deal with. Runners at first and second, 1 out, and Coco Crisp coming up. And he's trying to answer a 3-run bottom of the 4th inning for Boston. Freeman at second, Perino at first with 1 out. Let's check back in with Jenny.
Now would be a good time for a double play. And if you'd like to learn how to turn 2 like the pros, scan the QR code on your screen right now, and Paw Sox manager Gary DiSarcina will show you how. Scan the code with your smartphone to access this exclusive video, or text shortstop to 536-536. Message and data rates may apply.
1-0 is inside to Coco, 2-0. Brought striking out Reddick to begin the inning. The walk for Freeman. Perino singles. And Dubron, who sometimes has trouble getting through the 5th inning, running into a little trouble here in the 5th. This one gets away, and the runners will move up. Freeman to third and Perino to second base. Long time in between pitches for Dubron. Then he uncorks that.
Now it looked like Dubron, is having trouble with his push-off leg. They was digging a spot, and eventually lets this ball go and not even close to home plate. So the potential tying run now at second base for the Athletics.
Wild pitch charged to Dubron. Second and third now with 1 out. On 4 pitches, walks Coco Crisp. Second walk of the inning given up here by Dubron. Third of his outing, and this will bring Juan Nieves out. One of the quiet ways the Red Sox Foundation contributes to Boston is by supporting the Dimmick Center in Roxbury. We thank friends such as H.B. Hood, who help make the Dimmick Center a beneficiary of the Red Sox Foundation. One out, base is now loaded for the Oakland A's, and Chris Young coming up. Young lined out in the first inning, grounded out in the third. This one gets away from Saltalamacchia, but runners will not advance. Wasn't entirely sure Freeman at third base, so decided to stay put.
Sometimes that's a hard one to tell when you're at third base, because it's in your line of vision, but sometimes you're blocked by the hitter or the catcher. And you'll see where this ball goes. It's not far enough away. It's hard to tell how far that ball is going to be from the catcher. So the wise move is to stay at third base.
Down towards right center field. Ellsbury on the run. Jacoby will get there to make the running catch. Tagging at third base is Freeman. He will score. Also tagging at second was Perino. He takes third, and it is a one-run game. Sac fly for Chris Young, and it's 4-3 Red Sox. Good running catch by Ellsbury to get over into right center field.
That ball off the bat looked like it might have a gap, but of course then you look up and you see Jacoby Ellsbury and all his speed out there in center field. Sacrifice fly, gets the ball back into second base. If Dubron can get out of this mess with just one run, that would be huge for the Red Sox.
So 2 down, and it is first and third here. Well, this ticket brings you the pitching line for Felix Dubron. 4 2/3, 3 hits, 3 runs. He has walked 3 and struck out 6, 78 pitches. Wanted that. Ball 1. And Moss has done the same thing twice tonight. Struck out in the first swinging. Did the same in the third.
Crisp at first base with 6 steals on the season. Has been caught 1 time.
Outside 2-0. Another pitch off the mark. This one fouled back. 2-1.
Coming in with a fastball that time, and Brandon Moss had a pretty good swing at it, but fouls it off.
Three and 1. Fourth pitch of the inning coming up here for Felix Dubron. Crisp takes off at first. The pitch is a strike, and into second base goes Coco Crisp.
Not even an attempt at a throw by the Red Sox. Such a good jump at first base by Crisp. No chance at all for Saltalamacchia. Why even try to throw it with the man at third base?
So 7 steals on the year for Coco Crisp. Second and third, 2 down. Here's a 3-2 pitch. And that's ball 4. Reload the bases. Third walk of the inning allowed by Dubron.
What did Dubron start this inning with? About 67 pitches, I think.
59.
59 up to 84 right now. With the 3 walks in this inning. Also a strikeout.
So bases loaded and 2 outs. Tying run at third base. And there's Jed Lowry, the cleanup hitter for the A's right now. Walked and scored in the second. Popped out to second base in the 4th inning. This one fouled back. Lowry trying to jump on that first pitch.
Now, you know, with the bases loaded, especially after a base on balls, that that pitcher wants to get ahead of you quickly, and a lot of times it's the fastball. Lowry was sitting on that fastball but fouled it back.
That's in there for strike 2.
Change up that time from DuBrant.
This is filled here with A's with 2 down in the top half of the 5th. Lowry jumping back out of the way of a very close pitch.
Looks like on the Amica pitch zone, it picks up the top of the strike zone inside, but DuBrant does not get the call.
Two and two.
Misses inside, misses outside, and not by very much.
30th pitch of the inning is coming up here for Felix DuBrant. Full count now.
Well, the umpire has been very consistent. DuBrant doesn't like it, but both pitches in just about the same spot.
4-3 ball count of the inning. Lowry will lift it in the air to center field. In comes Ellsbury, and he'll put it away to end the inning. However, the A's get a run and get within one. Red Sox on top 4-3. Back at Fenway Park, and Greg Gibson handing out a baseball to a youngster there. Doesn't get any better than that.
That's great. Nice job, Greg.
Just married, starting our honeymoon. Wow.
Hopefully they have other plans, Don.
Well, this is pretty good, though, Jerry. This is pretty good.
Yeah.
Fenway Park.
It's a honeymoon, though.
Bottom of the fifth inning, Shane Victorino takes strike one. Shane is 0 for 2. Popped out to second base in the first, flying to center in the third. Breaking ball popped up. Back comes Norris, but he will not have a play. The Red Sox on a 3-run home run by Will Middlebrooks in the fourth inning off AJ Griffin. Took a 2-run lead. The A's get one back, and really Felix Dubron very fortunate to get out of that inning without allowing any more runs. Just the one run as the A's strand 3 on, but that pitch count up to 90 pitches through 5 innings. And had to throw 31 in the fifth. To right, and a base hit for Shane Victorino to begin the bottom of the fifth inning.
Good to see Victorino pick up where he left off. He did miss that one day yesterday, 2 games, because of the back problem, but gets the breaking ball this time, and the leadoff man on for the Red Sox here in the fifth inning, trying to get that run back or more. Boy, Victorino way out on his front foot, making contact on that off-speed pitch.
Here is Dustin Pedroia, 0 for 2. He's flied out to center, popped out to short. Victorino with his lead at first base, held on by Brandon Moss. Pedroia goes around, tried to hold up. On the ground to third base. Donaldson to second, and they get none.
Never had control of the baseball at second base, Don. Trying to be too quick, coming across that bag, and never had control of the ball in the glove to get the force out. So a big break there for the Red Sox. Running across the bag, almost to trying to get out of the way of Victorino as Victorino comes in, and you can see the ball bobbling. Victorino quickly gets back to that bag before the tag.
They're charged with the second baseman, Perino. Just couldn't catch it. And instead of 2 outs, there are runners at first and second, and nobody out for David Ortiz. Well, tonight's honorable moment is brought to you by Kettle One. Gentlemen, this is vodka. And for David Ortiz, his 400th career home run back on July 4th of last year at the Coliseum. And off, A.J. Griffin. He takes a big swing and a miss here to even the count at 1-1. Outside for ball 2. Action for the first time tonight in either pen. Chris Recip up in the pen. Breaking ball missing inside. 3-1. Your Eastern Mass Lexus dealers bring you the pitching line for A.J. Griffin. He's not recorded an out here in the 5th inning yet. 7 hits, 4 runs, all earned. He hasn't walked anybody. And about to throw his 80th pitch of the night. And it's ball 4 to Big Poppy to load the bases. And here's the first walk given up by Griffin of the night. Kurt Young will make his 2nd trip to the mound tonight. Well, Safeco Insurance, let's take a look at the road ahead for the Red Sox. As coming up for Boston, it'll be Alfredo Aceves in Game 2 of the series. And Bartolo Colon goes tomorrow night for the Oakland A's. They go head-to-head. Then Brett Anderson against John Lester in the finale of this 3-game series. Bases loaded here with nobody out. Center fielder Coco Crisp, step or two towards right center field for Napoli to go the other way. Mike hit on the elbow his last time up after doubling. And he takes strike 1 on the curveball. His 3 career grand slams, 3 for 5 so far this year. With the bases loaded. Hits one in the air to deep left center field. Young and Crisp going back at the wall. That ball is gone. Grand slam for Mike Napoli. Red Sox able to take an 8-3 lead. Mike Napoli taking it out of the yard with a grand slam.
Well, the Red Sox catch a break in the inning with the error, and Napoli makes them pay big time. Fastball, knee high, that uppercut swing by Napoli into the monster seats. So 2 home runs tonight, huge for the Red Sox. Middlebrooks in the 4th, Napoli with the grand slam here in the 5th.
Well, Mike Napoli now at 25 RBIs. And 5 of them coming tonight. 4 on the grand slam. And the Red Sox now with an 8-3 lead. Ground ball right side. And moving over is Moss. Covering is Griffin. And safe at first base is going to be Nava. Early, Griffin missed the bag.
Well, it looked like he was all over the bag, but somehow obviously missed it. And that's going to be the night for him. Take one more look at that play at first base before we head to break. Moss ranging to his right. The throw. And apparently missing it with the slide.
And the Sox have now gone deep 18 times in 2013. With it, Hess and Hess Express donate $500 to the pediatric trauma program at Boston Children's Hospital, bringing the season total to $9,000. Hess and Hess Express committed to helping the cause. 7 of the 8 home runs the Red Sox have tonight are home runs. Will Middlebrooks with a home run, and his was a 3-run shot. Mike Napoli with a grand slam. So A.J. Griffin's night is over. Chris Ressop into the game, his 10th appearance of the year, 1-0 with a 3.38 earned run average. So it's in 8 innings so far, 7 Ks, 2 walks, and opponent sitting at 273 against Ressop. Most runs Griffin has given up in an outing. The starter just departed was 5. He did that twice last year, but gives up 8 runs. He is responsible for the runner at first base in Nava. They did charge an error on that play to Brandon Moss, the first baseman. So 2 miscues in the inning. Remember, this inning could have ended, well, not ended, but had 2 outs with nobody on. They turned that double play that was very turnable to begin the inning. As Middlebrooks fouls it back.
That's what we're talking about. Red Sox taking advantage of mistakes. It's something yesterday they really couldn't do, is get that big hit with men in scoring position. Tonight they take advantage of a mistake and now have a good sized lead.
Middlebrooks with a home run in the 4th inning, a 3-run shot at the time, with the Red Sox on top 4-2. Jared Saltalamacchia waiting on deck. Still nobody out for the Red Sox here in the bottom of the 5th. They've scored 4 times already. Check swing and a pitch missing down low, and it's 2-2 now. High fly ball headed out to left field. Chris Young coming in, wind pushing it back towards the infield a long way, and he can't catch it. Off his glove, they throw to second for the force out there, and they do get it. So because Nava had to wait at first base, and it was looked like a catchable ball for a very long time, they were able to force him out at second base.
Exactly right, and there's really nothing at all Nava could do about this. Jed Lowry, I thought, would be going out deep and knowing the wind's blowing in like that. But the ball deflects right to Lowry, and he's able to get Nava at second. Nava's going to hang out. I mean, he just thought that ball was going to be an easy out. And then he tries to hustle into second base, but the Lowry with the heads-up play gets him.
So Middlebrooks at first base on the fielder's choice. Jared Saltalamacchia, the batter. And he takes ball 1. Goes on a 1-0 towards the gap in left center field. That'll get down to the track of the wall. Middlebrooks, who had a start, is going to come around and score for the Red Sox. And Boston takes a 9-3 lead.
I tell you, the Red Sox have really tonight made some good, solid, hard contact against the pitching of the Oakland Athletics. Saltalamacchia with a line shot in that gap. And believe me, this is not a hitter's night at all at Fenway Park. That fastball away, and Saltalamacchia not trying to pull it, going with it to the opposite field. Gets the gap between Young and Crisp, and Middlebrooks able to score from first base.
Now, Stephen Drew, 1 for 2 tonight, single to right field in the 4th inning. And that's in there for strike 1 to Drew. Third time this season the Red Sox have scored at least 5 runs in an inning. Gets away, catch can't find him, but Saltalamacchia remains at second base as Norris quickly gets in behind the umpire to run it down.
Now you're already in scoring position at second base. If you're not 100% sure, stay home. That's exactly what Saltalamacchia did. Hard to see exactly where that ball was with the catcher and umpire there. It ended up not being that far away.
Chopped down the first baseline, foul. Run down by Moss, but a foul ball. Stephen Drew, the 8th member of the Red Sox to bat here in the 5th inning, still only 1 out in the inning. So Griffin ends up charged with 8 runs in his outing. Gives up 8 hits. Walked a batter and struck out 3 on the hook as the Red Sox enjoy a 9-3 lead. Here's a 1-2. And Drew grounds it down the first baseline. This time a fair ball. Moss will tag the bag, but the runner moves along, and Saltalamacchia to third base. 2 down. Comes Jacoby Ellsbury, 1 for 3 in the game. And a double in the 3rd inning for Ellsbury. Take strike 1. 3rd time the Red Sox have batted around this season. Saltalamacchia at third base. It's already been a 5-run inning for the Red Sox. The big blast, the grand slam by Mike Napoli. Ball 2 outside, 2-1. Message coming in here for Griffin. And Bob Melvin not enjoying what he is seeing so far tonight. Swing and a miss, 2-2.
Jessup throws the ball a little bit harder than Griffin, 92 with that fastball. About 81 with the changeup. Everything outside from Jacoby with the exception of one pitch in this at bat. And they're actually playing him to pull slightly in the outfield.
Into the count here to Ellsbury. Ball 4. He'll take the walk down to first base. First walk given up by Jessup, the second of the inning allowed by Oakland pitching. And it's now first and third. Shane Victorino single to get all this started here in the fifth inning. A single to right field. He takes strike one from Jessup. Torino had popped out to second, flied out to center prior to the single to right field to begin this inning. Swing and a miss, and it's 0-2. In the dirt, skipped up by Norris. So far, a tough night for Oakland A's pitching as Kurt Young looks on. Red Sox have scored 9 runs on 9 hits. Ellsbury goes. Victorino takes a pitch down low, and Jacoby able to steal second base without a problem.
Just a matter of time. Jessup takes a long time to get the ball to home plate, and Ellsbury walks into second base. Number 9 on the season has not been caught.
Outside for ball 3, full count. Nobody else warming currently in the A's bullpen. As Pedroia waits on deck. Ball 4, and he walks another down to first base. Goes Shane Victorino as we send it down to Jenny.
Don John Lackey made his rehab start tonight in Double-A Portland. He's had 3 shutout innings. Going into the 4th, only taken out because of a predetermined pitch count. He had 2 batters, struck out 5 with no runs. Lackey, again, removed from the game only because of the predetermined pitch count, but they were very pleased with his outing.
All right, Jenny, certainly good news, and it sounds like it'll be just one rehab start for John Lackey.
That's a good sign right there. 67 pitches for Lackey in that game. And honestly, Don, when we saw him up in Toronto, I thought that may be the last time we saw him, but not the case.
Well, Dustin Pedroia coming up here is 0 for 3, the only member of the starting nine not to have a hit in the game. That's with the bases loaded. And takes ball one. Pedroia pops it up. Back comes Norris, but he will not have a play. Well back into the seats. Saltalamacchia at third, Ellsbury at second, and Victorino at first base. A 5-run fifth inning so far for the Red Sox. That's after they get 3 last inning. Ball 2. Ball 3. So Kurt Young wants to get somebody up. So far, nobody warming in the pen. And he's going to get somebody up. Pedroia laces this foul.
Dustin sitting all over that 3-1 fastball, just out in front of it a little bit. Rifles it foul down that third base line. Trying to go to the moon with that swing.
Jerry Blevins, a left-hander, warming in the pen. Base is loaded, 2 outs and a 3-2 pitch. Pedroia grounds towards short. Lowry comes in. His throw to first will end the inning. So the Red Sox with a 9-3 lead in the ball game. The grand slam by Mike Napoli. Will Middlebrooks like what he saw? Like Carrick Brewers and Green Mountain K-Cups delivered right to your office. Who do you call for the flavors you want at prices you'll savor? Who but W.B. Mason? 9-3, Red Sox on top of the Oakland A's now, thanks to a 5-run bottom of the 5th inning. And we'll play along to the top half of the 6th now. There's a long wait for Felix Dubron, who is up to 90 pitches through 5 innings. But he doesn't mind. He now has a 6-run lead to work with after he himself had a very tough 5th inning. Let's send it down to Jenny.
Well, Don, we got a lot of responses on our Twitter question tonight, brought to you by AT&T. Here are some of the best of them. Jerry, you should slick it back with the stolen mustard. You can't go wrong with a classy comb over, left to right. Shave it bald, wax up a little bit. You've got this, Ron. And, of course, the Matthew McConaughey look might be my favorite.
What is that?
Well, he's had a couple different kind of looks, but I think they may have sent in a picture, perhaps, so we'll have to wait and see on that. But I would not recommend using mustard.
No, because that would mean I'd have to steal it from you.
Which would be sort of irony in the end, wouldn't it?
Yes, it would. Yes. I get slick it back a lot. I get a lot of
really?
That. Yeah.
Slick it back.
Yeah.
You wouldn't consider the comb over? You could start it like by your ear and then just
over the top,
or maybe from the back.
No,
a couple different, maybe 3 different places you could start and come to the middle.
Yeah, I like when they start it way in the back and bring it around the front and whip it around. You know,
swing it out around.
Yeah.
The one is fouled off. Oh, yeah.
Whoa.
Look at that.
Yeah.
I think you need plugs for that.
If I had hair like that.
Oh,
whoa.
Yeah. That's what I'm talking about. Look at that. I love it. That is tremendous. I don't know which is better.
I wish I had the first one. That's the kind of hair I wish I had.
That's great, Moss.
Yeah. I think the ball look's going to be out for a while.
Oof.
Wow. That's a big fat face.
You were really bald.
Yeah. Bald with a big fat face.
There's bald and then there's that. Swing and a miss. And as Norris strikes out, that is the 7th strikeout for DeBron.
Now that's
great.
I wish I had hair like that.
Yeah. You can have hair like that.
I mean, hair's a big thing for every man. You know what I mean?
You could hire, or not hire, but you could buy that hair.
Well,
you could hire that hair or buy that hair.
No, I don't want to buy it. I don't want to cheat. I don't want to do that. I don't want, plugs.
Oh, that is
like, wow.
You kind of look like an alien.
Yeah, I know. Again. I don't think I can do that look, Don.
I don't know.
So the buzz cut would look just about the same as that.
I don't know.
So I think that's going to be out.
So I think we're going to go back and revisit the slick thing. Because you did that. You did it for the Remy's 1 year in spring training.
Yes, it's a classic, yes.
And that was it. It was the one time, this is what it looks like, that's it.
You know what? I happened to be trying it, and they called me that day and said, you got to get up here and do the Remy's.
Yeah.
So I already had the grease in my hair.
You put grease in?
Oh, I had to.
Oh.
Yeah. So I ran up and I did the Remy's like that.
So you slicked it back with grease.
So that's the only episode of the Remy's ever recorded with slick back hair.
Oh, we have got somebody has got to have this at Nesson, right?
I would think so. In a vast library.
We've got to get a hold of this. What kind of grease did you use?
I don't know. There was some stuff my wife bought me. I don't know what it was, but it was, it's not like real greasy. It's just, I don't know. It just keeps your hair in place, Oh,
okay. 3-1 is swing and a miss, full count.
I mean, even you, like, you like the cameramen who shoot us prior to the ball game. There's a special way that you have to be shot every day so that you look like you have thick flowing hair.
Some are better than others. And as Donaldson goes down to first with a walk, it's a 5th given up by DeBron.
And it's amazing what men, how men feel about their hair. This is a shot that you want that kind of a shot looking up at you.
No, down.
Oh, down. So
down, because then you have the thick flowing hair and thin face. See, that's my point.
Oh, so if you're looking up at it.
If you look up into my jowls and all you see is the top of my hair, it's no good. But if you shoot down on me, I have a thick flowing hair and a thin face. If you shoot down on me. That's the point.
Of course,
I was trying to make.
Joe Stafford does that.
He does a great job.
And he knows exactly how to frame you.
See? Look at all that moss. Flowing, fabulous.
I don't really care because, you know, I got nothing to work with.
But it's all the angle. I mean, if you shoot up, you get nothing. That's my point.
If you shoot up,
look, okay, you get all jowls and very little hair.
Well, nobody shoots you like that.
Okay, oh yeah, they do. Some guys do. I don't want to name cities, but there are cities that shoot us like this.
Now go down,
and then you go down, and it's thin with. Look, I'm like, it's fabulous. Tons of hair. 0-2 will miss 1-2, but there's a big difference. And just because I mention it every now and again, but I think most of the guys in the league know how I like to be shot.
Well, they sure do.
Baltimore we get covered. New York we get. I mean, our in the division guys.
You know the first name of every camera guy that shoots you correctly.
You're right.
You do.
Swing and a miss as Reddick will strike out. Run up by Mike Estabrook, and that is strikeout number 8 for Felix Dubron. 2 down.
And Dubron going to the breaking ball will pick up his second strikeout of the inning. 2 strikeouts and a walk this inning. Amica Insurance is the proud sponsor of the Amica Pit Zone. Now you think what an issue hair is for men, really, and it is for ladies also. I mean,
yes.
they have to have, but they have hair. They have a lot. I mean, men just lose hair, and then they don't know what to do. You know,
right? There's a decision-making process at some point.
Exactly, and you've got to make that decision. At some point, you've got to say, "This is going to be me," and you know that's it. You're stuck with it. I still don't know what to do. I wish I had that first one, but I can't get that. I don't have that kind of hair.
You're a man who has a lot of money and could afford that kind of hair.
I don't have a lot of money, and I don't have that kind of hair, and I don't want to buy hair. You know what I mean? I'd rather use the hair that I have to do something than buy it. I don't want to buy it.
That ship has sailed, though. I think.
Huh?
I think that ship has sailed. So I think you need to consider buying her.
I couldn't do that. I just couldn't do that because you'd be all over me. How's your rug today?
It looks natural.
Yeah.
Looks great on you.
Looks great.
It's new to you. The 1-1 to left field. Nava goes back, and he will make the catch in front of the wall that will end the inning, and Dubron is through 6. 9-3, Red Sox on top. Ortiz. I'll remind you to get set for every Red Sox game on NESN with Red Sox Game Day Live presented by DCU. NESN's pregame coverage of the Sox begins an hour before every game. DCU, Digital Federal Credit Union, banking the DCU way. Now we play along to the bottom of the 6th. New pitcher on for the Oakland A's. Jerry Blevins comes into the game. Slender lefty into his 10th game of the year. The record is 0.93 earned run average, and he struck out 12, walked only 1, and opponent's hitting at 176 against Blevins. There's 4+ from the Oakland A's starter tonight, so Bob Melvin into the pen early is David Ortiz. Leads it off and takes ball 1. David doubled and scored in the 2nd, struck out in the 4th, walked and scored in the 5th inning. Shift on here on the right side for the A's. Schilling with a nice grab.
Yeah, played it off the seats.
This one fouled back into the grandstand off to the left.
Ortiz said after the first game that he played that he really didn't feel all that comfortable swinging the bat, but he certainly looks good swinging the bat.
Swings at the 1-2 and fouls that off down the left field line, out of play. Well, Chris Ressip came in for A.J. Griffin, went an inning giving up 3 hits, 1 run of his own. He would walk 2 and did not strike anybody out. A.J. Griffin on the hook tonight for the Athletics. Came in at 2-0 with a 2.25 earned run average. Red Sox scoring 8 runs off him, 7 earned. Like Napoli, then Daniel Nava expected here in the 6th inning. Ortiz strikes out as Blevins elevates. 91-mile-an-hour fastball, out number 1 of the 6th inning. It's time now for a Toyota game break. Here's Tom Caron. All right, Tom, thanks very much. A game and a half between the Red Sox and Yankees to start the night's action. And Mike Napoli batting with 1 out and the bases empty. Last time he came up, the bases were filled, and he cleared them with a grand slam, his 4th home run of the year. And Mike Napoli taking A.J. Griffin out of the yard for the grand slam. Tap foul, 0-2. Well, for years we watched Mike Napoli kill Red Sox pitching, and a chance now to see him in a Red Sox uniform getting it done.
That reminds me a little bit of his Adrian Beltre, as he drops back on that back knee, uppercut swing.
As Beltre sometimes would go down to one knee.
Down to one knee, yes, hit a breaking ball.
Swing and a miss this time, and Napoli strikes up back-to-back K for Blevins.
Blevins going to a cut fastball to pick up the strikeout this time against Napoli. Down out of the strike zone. So back-to-back strikeouts for Blevins here in the 6th.
There's Daniel Nava. 1 for 390, doubled in the 4th inning. Popped up around the bag at second. Lowry from short makes the catch at a duck back at the last second to make that grab, but does. We're through 6 from the Fens. Red Sox on top by 6. CVS Pharmacy customers can make a donation to the One Fund at locations across Greater Boston through May the 4th. 7th inning back at Fenway Park, 9-3. Red Sox have the lead, and Felix Dubront at 107 pitches back to the mound. There is action right in behind him as Clayton Mortensen is up in the pen. On the ground towards short, Stephen Drew. 1 out in the inning. Kick back the other direction. Drew had to make the adjustment and did. So Perino retired, and Coco Crisp on his way back up. Crisp grounded out to third base in the 1st, to short in the 3rd, and then walked and stole a base in the 5th inning. Here's action for the Oakland A's in their pen. Sean Doolittle up. Longest outing of the year for Dubront is tonight. 5 innings had been his longest inning prior to tonight. Most he's thrown in a game is 104, so he surpassed that. Here's 112, and it's in for strike 2. Coco didn't think so. This is out to center field. Ellsbury on the run will get there. A sinking liner, and Ellsbury with a good running catch on the backhand for the second out of the inning.
Well, Jacoby Ellsbury again showing a good jump on contact and then that speed to track that ball down and keep it out of the gap. Certainly a play that Coco Chris himself has probably made a few times in his career.
Well, John Farrell out to get Felix Dubron, who goes 6 2/3 in tonight's game. Dubron coming off as the Red Sox have a 9-3 lead. The lead over the Oakland A's with 2 outs here in the top half of the 7th inning. We were just talking about the one fund a moment ago, and on the side of the Prudential building tonight is the number 1. 2 outs here in the 7th inning as the Red Sox and A's. As this call to the bullpen is brought to you on Nesson by your New England Ford dealers. After 6 2/3 with Felix Dubron, Mortensen in for his 6th game of the year, 0-1. With a 2.08 earned run average. 9 strikeouts, 8 2/3, and opponents hitting at 194 against Clayton Mortensen. Chris Young will be the first batter as he comes up here with 2 outs in the top half of the 7th inning. Pitches up high and outside.
That's the first time this year Dubron getting into the 7th inning. Previous outings have been 5 innings.
On the ground left side, Middlebrooks to his left, and the throw to first is in time to end the inning. Coming up is a NESN Daily Update with Leah Hextall and Adam Pellerin. Is brought to you by Xfinity from Comcast. Well, the Red Sox with a 9-3 advantage. A.J. Griffin on the hook as he gives up a total of 8 runs, 7 of them earned. Reddick 1 for 3 in the game, but all the action on the other side. Felix Dubront leaves after 6 2/3 innings. Middlebrooks with a 3-run home run. Mike Napoli with a grand slam. All part of a Red Sox 9-3 lead right now as we head to the bottom of the 7th inning. Pitching change here for the Oakland A's. Sean Doolittle comes into the game. His 8th appearance, 1-0 with a 1.35 earned run average. Opponent's hitting at just 130 against Doolittle. He takes over for Jerry Blevins. Faced 3 batters and struck out 2 in a 1-2-3 6th inning. A lefty out of the bullpen here for the Oakland A's. And it's Will Middlebrooks who leads it off in the bottom of the 7th inning. Jerry, we have found the footage of the 2009 slick back hair Jerry Remy from the Remys. We've gone deep into the archives, and we will have it coming up, which I am very excited about. And I think after people see it, this is the look they're going to want.
You think so?
I think so. Especially after seeing the bald look.
Well, I will say that this one will be better than the ball look, yeah.
Inside 2-2.
And it is the one that people tell me I should go with.
Really?
Yes. But I'm not buying it. I can't buy into it.
The one that most people say you should do.
Yes.
Swing and a miss. Middlebrooks strikes out for the first out of the 7th inning. Some suggestions from viewers have come in during the last couple of innings as this conversation has gone on. Oh, yeah.
I used to look like that.
Yeah, you had a perm at one point.
I did.
Was it that tight?
Yeah, it was pretty tight. That's Disco me.
Yeah. Oh, that's nice.
Jerry Gaga.
Yeah, see, you did have good moss at one point.
That was after a bad night in New York, I can tell you that.
Really?
Yeah.
Do tell.
No, I think I'll keep that one to myself. But,
so you had a night game, you went out, day game, they took it in the morning. That's a morning shot, morning after.
It should not have been allowed. That's the worst card I have, I think.
I don't think so at all. It was kind of the, I got messy moss and I don't care, you know?
Yeah. And what are you doing taking my picture?
Yeah. Well,
I got that look.
Yeah.
Get out of my face.
Mysterious. Saltalamacchia fouls it back, still 0-2. Saltalamacchia doubled his last time up. And is 1 for 3. Driven in a run tonight. Swing and a miss. Saltalamacchia strikes out. Back-to-back Ks. Now here is the one I think is the best. This was from 2009. That is fantastic. Now look at that.
Yeah, that's with the grease in it.
If you were to add a goatee, you could be Tim Wakefield.
Nah, Wake's much better looking than that. But that's the one that people think I should have. Now,
yes.
You might notice I'm very skinny in that picture. That was the spring after I was sick.
That's right.
In the wintertime, and I'd lost a lot of weight. Mm-hmm. And
but I'm just talking about the hair.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
That's the one that people think I should go with.
You can have this, or you can have whatever that is.
That.
On the right.
Yeah. But the one now is whatever that is?
No.
That is a classic moment because that is the only place you've seen my hair slick back in public.
And I didn't even see it in person, but I heard about it.
Yeah, and it was only for one episode.
I had heard about it from the production crew after the shoot. They said, you will not believe, Jerry showed up here today, and we couldn't tell it was Jerry. I said, what are you talking about? Well, he slicked his hair back for some reason.
They called me and they said, can you be there in like 45 minutes?
So could you
sure,
flush it all down? Or?
Yeah, I had to take another shower and all that stuff to get all the junk out of my hair. And
okay, so you went with it, and then there it is. You approve of it. 2-2 the count to Stephen Drew.
What do the fans think? When did the fans think that it should be slicked back like that?
I think they're going to go heavy on that.
You think so?
Yeah, I do.
2-1 margin?
Maybe 3-1.
Really?
Yeah. This one fouled back.
Probably a lot of them would rather have tape across my mouth than anything to do with my hair.
2-2. He is inside. Ball 3, full count. But now he's going to figure out which kind of grease we're going to use on a regular basis. You're going to have to figure that out.
That's if I go to the look. I fight it every time I go for a haircut. I just fight it.
Who are you fighting? Your stylist?
Yes, and my wife.
Michael Chase, who we had on earlier.
Wow, he's had a good catch. Yeah.
Nice grab. Ball 4, and down to first base goes Drew. A 2-out walk that breaks up a string of 6 in a row. Retired by Oakland pitching. Sean Doolittle walks Drew, and it's back up at the top of the order for Jacoby Ellsbury. Ellsbury's grounded out, double, popped out, and walked.
Nice eye.
Late on that cut, 1-1. Fastball at 93 miles an hour. Duel just walked Drew, the number 9 man. Now falling behind Ellsbury, 3-1. Swing and a miss on an elevated fastball.
Jacoby upset that he missed that pitch, a fastball up about letter high, or upset that he swung at it because it was up and close to being out of the zone.
Protects the plate, fouls it off to the left. Three-two foul back to the screen. Second straight Red Sox batter who will see an 8th pitch. Drew saw 8 pitches, and now the 8th pitch of the at-bat coming up for Drew. Three-two to Ellsbury. And that's ball 4. So Doolittle with back-to-back walks all of a sudden. Well, Nessa Daily brings you everything you need to know about a full day in Boston sports tonight. Following our Red Sox coverage, Daily will bring you complete reaction analysis from tonight's game, plus Jamie Erdahl reports from Celtics practice in New York and Nathan Horton's status for tomorrow's Bruins game in Philly. All that and more tonight on NESN Daily following our NESN coverage. And Jamison Coyle and Leah Hextall. Pitching change, 9-3, Red Sox on top. Games, visit Ace Ticket for great seats at the lowest prices. Ace Ticket also has your seats for all of this summer's hottest concerts. Visit Ace Ticket or call 1-800-MY-SEATS. Well, it is Sean Doolittle who is out of this game for the Oakland A's, and Jesse Chavez who is now in. As the A's going back to the pen again. 2 outs here in the bottom of the 7th inning. Chavez working yesterday, no decision. His only action this year, going in and giving up 2 runs, 3 hits, a walk, and a K. Comes in with runners at first and second, 2 down, and Shane Victorino, the batter. That's strike 1 to Victorino. On the ground up the middle as Lowry will go to first base, and it will be just in time. A bang bang play at first base. Victorino thought he beat it out. We head to the 8th. It's 9-3, Red Sox on top.
Top of the 8th. Well, yesterday, Alan Webster, 23 years old, made his major league debut in a spot start for the Sox. Right-hander worked 6 innings, allowed 3 runs on 5 hits with 1 walkout and 5 strikeouts. And that brings us to the Geico quote of the day, brought to you by David Ross, who had caught the major league debut of Alan Webster in Game 2 yesterday. He said, sometimes as you get to know a guy, as they mature more, they prove to you that they can do some things. And he didn't prove to me that he could do anything last night. To be honest with you, he did everything I asked him to. That kid has a real good future ahead of him.
Brandon Moss to lead it off here in the inning, and the pitch misses outside from Clayton Mortensen. Well, pretty impressive last night.
I thought it was, and I'm glad David Ross agrees with what we had to say, because I was very impressed with Webster last night with his fastball, his excellent changeup, which I really didn't realize he had that good of a changeup, and the breaking ball. And the Red Sox, in my opinion, have something very special there coming up, to the big league level soon.
Look at his numbers from last night in the no decision against Kansas City. Back down to Pawtucket today. They were able to add him as part of the new 26-man roster on day-night doubleheader days. Relatively new rule, and one that really helps out when they have 2 games in one day. Started that prior to the 2012 season. Mortensen falling behind Moss, 3-0. There's a strike, 3-1. Mortensen coming into the game last inning, got the final out of the 7th, starts the 8th. Nobody warming up behind him. As Mortensen out there now for the 8th inning. There's ball 4. Last thing you want to see here with a 6-run lead. A leadoff walk allowed by Mortensen to begin the 8th. So lead runner on, and Jed Lowry coming up. He walked back in the 2nd inning. Since then, he has popped out to 2nd and flied out to center. Swing and a miss. I see a lot of changeups from Clayton Mortensen, and that fastball must appear faster than usual, even though it's 88 miles an hour.
And sometimes he gets it as high as 92. We saw him a couple of days ago in a ball game where he featured a 92-mile-an-hour fastball.
This one fouled off, and it's 0-2.
But the primary pitch, is you're correct on, is that changeup. It's a very good one.
Felix Dubron tonight, 6 2/3, 3 hits, 3 runs. He walked 5 and struck out 8. Pitcher of record right now could better his record to a 2-0 mark. Swing and a miss, and Mortensen strikes out Lowry for the first out of the 8th.
Well, that time going to the slider to pick up the strikeout. A slider that stays up in the zone a little bit, but Lowry is a very good low ball hitter. That time no contact, so Mortensen picks up his first strikeout of the night.
One out, one on for Derek Norris. He has struck out 3 times in the game tonight. All 3 times against Felix Dubron. In there for strike 1 and 1. Let's check in with Jenny.
Well, Don, some nice gentleman just came down and brought me roses. I just wanted to share it. We have some love here at Fenway Park.
Oh, isn't that nice?
Very nice.
Very nice, yeah.
I can't complain.
I wonder who the gentleman was.
Swing and a miss, and it's 1-2. Chasing is Norris. He's already struck out 3 times tonight.
Slider again that time from Mortensen to get the swing and miss.
Two and two. Josh Donaldson waiting on deck. 1 out here in the top half of the 8th for the A's. This one top foul, still 2 and 2. Stephen Wright, who is waiting to make his major league debut, may be making it tonight as he warms up in the pen. A knuckleballer. Saw a little bit of him in spring training. On a pitch inside is Derek Norris.
Now Mortensen trying to come inside with the fastball, and he gets the arm or elbow of Norris. Certainly no retaliation, and from early in the ball game when Napoli got hit, neither pitcher trying to hit either guy.
Salty ends up getting hit too. The 2-on-1 away, and Josh Donaldson the batter, and Saltalamacchia out to relay to his infielders. Will he'll go here? Ball 1 to Josh Donaldson. On the outside corner, 1-1. In the dirt, 2-1. Leadoff walk allowed by Mortensen to begin the inning. To Brandon Moss. Jed Lowry struck out. Derek Norris hit by a pitch. Runners at first and second with 1 out on full night at Fenway Park. This one fouled back to the screen, 2-2. Take your gas savings deep. Sign up for the Cumberland Farms Smart Pay and save 10 cents on every gallon of gas every day. No gimmicks, no catches, just savings. Join for free at CumberlandFarms.com.
Good crowd at Fenway to start off the night, but with the cold conditions and the score the way it is, many have left.
Line towards the gap in right center field. This will get down and roll a while. As Brandon Moss comes around from second base, he will score. Derek Norris coming all the way around from first base, he will score. And now it is 9-5. A 2-run double for Josh Donaldson off Clayton Mortensen.
Second double that Donaldson's had in the game tonight. This time a gapper between Ellsbury and Victorino. It's a fastball, and he reaches out and lines it out toward that Red Sox bullpen. 2 runs come across, and coming back are the Athletics.
Juan Nieves coming out. Alex Wilson is up in the pen, the right-hander. We'll stay with Essen after the game for WB Mason Extra Innings Live. Tom Karen will anchor Nelson's breakdown of game highlights, interviews, and John Farrell's post-game press conference. WB Mason's Extra Innings Live. Can't go wrong when you buy right. WB Mason. 1 out here in the 8th inning. 2 runs in. And Josh Reddick drives this to left field and solidly off the wall. From second base, Josh Donaldson will score. Throw goes to second, where Reddick will be safe. RBI double, and it is now 9-6. Here come the A's.
This has to feel good for the A's. You know, they had all kind of trouble over the weekend scoring runs against Tampa Bay, hitting with men in scoring position. But tonight, getting it done. A double by Reddick. Reddick hustling into second base. And you've got a ball game.
A pinch hitter coming up here for the Oakland A's as well. Seth Smith is going to pinch hit for Nate Fryman, and coming out of the Red Sox dugout is John Farrell to make the change. 9-6. Red Sox have the lead. Quickly scored here 3 times in the top half of the 8th inning to make this a 3-run game. Red Sox on top 9-6, but still just 1 out in the 8th, and the Red Sox move on to their 3rd pitcher of the night as Alex Wilson comes into the game. His 4th appearance. He's not given up a run in 4 innings. 2 walks, 2 Ks, and opponents hitting at .250 against Wilson. Allowed 2 singles in a scoreless 9th inning yesterday, game 1 against Kansas City. Red Sox have other action behind him as Shinichi Tozawa now up as this game has tightened up. Stephen Wright, who had been up in the pen, sits down. And Seth Smith coming up here to pinch hit. Smith at 388 with a home run and 7 runs batted in. Foul back for strike one. Action for Oakland as well as a right-hander is up, Ryan Cook. Inside 1-1. So Clayton Mortensen went 2/3 of an inning. So far has given up a total of 3 runs. He's responsible for Reddick at second base. One walk, 1 strikeout. He hit a batter. Strike over the inside corner, 1-2. In the dirt, corralled by Saltalamacchia to advance for Reddick at second base.
Now Salty's had to block a couple in the dirt this inning, and that time bouncing right in front of home plate. No advance by Josh Reddick.
Full count now. Seth Smith last year 125 games played with the Oakland A's, first year with Oakland. And remember the Colorado Rockies who had 14 home runs last year, 52 runs batted in. Walked a career high 50 times last year. Pinch hitting here in the 8th. Ball 4. And Wilson walks Smith, and the tying run will come to the plate here for the A's. And they're going to call back Perino, who is scheduled to bat. Eric Sogard has popped out of the dugout here for the Oakland A's. This has changed here in a hurry.
Certainly has. The A's have been able to battle their way back into this thing, and it's making John Farrell do things in this game that he didn't want to have to do, and that's go to the bullpen too many times.
Had a 6-run lead in this game. Now the Oakland A's have got the tying run coming to the plate. And Shinichi Tozawa will be coming in for the Red Sox. 9-6 Boston on top. brought to you in part by Southwest Airlines, Hyundai, Subaru of New England, and by Sullivan Auto and Tire Centers. Well, we play along here into the 8th with right now the Oakland A's threatening in a big way. Red Sox had a 9-3 lead, and it is now a 3-run lead as John Farrell's going to go back to the pen. He's already used 2 relievers, and Mortensen and Wilson will move on to his 3rd of the inning. And Shinichi Tozawa has now been forced into service, his 9th appearance of the year, coming in 2-0 with a 1.00 earned run average.
Now, this has gone from a game where they thought they may be able to bring in Wright to finish it off. Instead, within a matter of 20 minutes, you've got Tozawa in the ball game with the potential tying run at the plate.
Well, Tozawa worked 2 innings yesterday. Working in game 2 through 18 pitches in last night's second game, the nightcap. Eric Sogard pinch hitting. And taking ball 1 inside.
Come on, Blue, it's cool.
Sogard fouls it off, 1-1. First time he has pinch hit this season. He bats with Reddick at second base, Smith at first base. And 1 out here in the 8th. Still only 1 out. Check swing, foul. 1-2. Top of the order, Coco Crisp on deck for Oakland. He's coming off a series in which they were swept by the Tampa Bay Rays. Trailed in this game 9-3, fighting their way back late in this game. Two and two.
After a number of fastballs, Tozawa tries the split finger fastball that time and missed.
Victorino going back and still going. He will run it down to make the catch. He turns and fires back in, but tagging up and moving from second to third is Reddick. Well, Victorino going way back to make that catch for the second out of the inning.
Well, if you're a Red Sox fan, your heart was beating a little bit faster on this because it looked like it was going to be over Victorino's head. But look at the ground he covers in right field. He's able to make that catch and quickly get the ball back into the infield. That ball left the bat down. I thought it was over his head.
I did too. So first and third now, 2 outs. 3 straight Gold Gloves as he was manning center field at the time for the Philadelphia Phillies. There is Coco Crisp, also a threat to go deep. He's already got 5 home runs on the year. Reddick at third base, Smith at first base with 2 down here in the top of the 8th. Swinging a foul tip, 1-1.
Desire again with the split-fingered fastball, off-speed pitch, stayed upstairs, but the foul tip into the glove of Saltalamacchia.
To first base, Napoli's got it. He will backpedal and tag the bag to end the inning. The A's get 3 runs to get a little closer. Sox on top. Eric Sogard stays in the game after he had pinch hit. And he takes over at second base for the Oakland A's. Jesse Chavez back on the mound. Got the final out of the 7th inning. Back out there for the 8th inning. Dustin Pedroia takes ball 1. Well, this is now a safe situation. And Andrew Bailey is up in the pen for Boston. Foul back by Pedroia, 1-1. One and two. Time for Chavez in between innings. He got the final out by getting Victorino to ground out to shortstop. And the A's sent 8 men to the plate in the 8th inning, scoring 3 times, leaving 2 men on. Fouled off to the right, still 1 and 2. Pedroia still the only member of the starting 9 tonight not to have a hit. He did reach on an error in the 5th inning, as he is 0 for 4 in the game. Pops it up. Sogard at second base. And a stutter step and makes the catch for the first out of the inning. David Ortiz coming up. David has been on twice tonight. He doubled back in the 2nd inning, walked in the 5th. In there for strike one. Mike Napoli has a big grand slam tonight. Ortiz pops it up into shallow left. Donaldson, the third baseman, going out to make the catch. They were in the shift, and he goes out to short left to make the catch for the second out of the inning. Two down for Mike Napoli. Napoli taking ball one. Making a double in the second inning, hit by a pitch in the fourth. That set up a grand slam situation for him in the fifth, and his fourth home run of the year. Rolls it over foul and evens the count at 1-1. A.J. Griffin, the starter tonight for the A's, gives up 8 of the 9 runs allowed tonight to the Red Sox. Chris Ressup gave up the other run. Strike two.
Chavez has done a nice job since being in here. He's acquired the Red Sox bats. Red Sox bats have been quiet since back in the 6th inning.
Down the right field line, and this one will be foul. Daniel Nava waiting on deck. In the 9th, it'll be Chris Young, Brandon Moss, and Jed Lowry. When he gets on, Derek Norris will have a chance. 2, 3, and 4 expected for the Oakland A's, and Andrew Bailey, the closer, getting ready. Swing and a miss as Napoli strikes out to end the 8th. We head to the 9th. 9-6, Red Sox on top. Bailey will be in when we come back. Sox have the lead as we head to the top half of the 9th inning. Red Sox closer Andrew Bailey into the game, working for his 3rd straight day, 5th time in his career that he's worked in 3 straight days. He did it once last year. His 11th appearance of the season, 1-0 with a 1.93 earned run average, 3 out of 4 in save opportunities. And opponents hitting at 152 against him. As leading it off here for the Athletics is Chris Young. 0 for 3 with a sacrifice fly in the game tonight. Inside for ball 2, 2-0.
Bailey working against his former ball club, the Oakland Athletics, where he was an all-star.
(3-0). Send it down to Jenny.
Don, Joel Hanahan threw in the bullpen on today on the mound for the first time. The results were encouraging. 30-pitch session. He said overall he thinks it was a positive day. He is next targeted to go out there for another bullpen session on Wednesday, and from there a rehab assignment.
That's a strike, and a late strike call has Chris Young looking back at Mike Estabrook.
Yeah, very late call that time, and the ball looked to be a little bit high. Young kind of just waited for the call as Estabrook finally makes the strike call. Bob Melvin didn't like it.
That's ball 4, and down to first base goes Young. Lead runner on here for the A's. Red Sox going into a shift here for Brandon Moss coming up. Will Middlebrook headed to the right side of the infield. The runner at first will all stay in the infield. Brandon Moss tonight has struck out twice, but he has walked twice, and last time up scored a run. At the 3-run attack going in the 8th inning with a walk to begin the inning. As he takes strike 1. Over the inside corner, 0-2. Close, but called a ball. They're on the same area.
That's one. If I'm a pitcher, I gotta have that pitch. Cut fastball again from Bailey.
Outside this time, and it evens at 2-2. Moss takes a hack and fouls it straight back. 95 on the fastball from Andrew Bailey. Swing and a miss. He's able to strike out Brandon Moss for the first out of the 9th.
Now Bailey back to the cut fastball right there. Buries it inside on Brandon on Moss, and the swing right over the top of the cutter.
Jed Lowry 0 for 3 with a walk tonight. Scored back in the 2nd. And a pitch inside for ball 1. 2-0, same spot. There's a strike, 2-1. Back to the fastball that time for Bailey.
After trying inside and a couple of pitches, go back away to the outside part of the plate to get the strike.
Even now at 2-2. Andrew Bailey in his career, 84 out of 97 save opportunities. 86.6% conversion rate, 7th highest among all active relievers. His 2-2 pitch. Lowry strikes out. Back-to-back Ks for Bailey. 2 down in the 9th.
Bailey really just came right after Lowry in that at bat. A lot of fastballs to pick up the strikeout. Fastball up again just above the belt. Lowry with that uppercut swing, no contact. Red Sox down to the final out.
Pinch hitter here for Derek Norris as John Jaso, the former Tampa Bay Ray. 228 with a home run, 7 runs batted in, pinch hitting. Ball 1. Is a strike over the inside corner. Runner goes as the pitch misses inside. Defensive indifference as Young takes second base. To Jaso. That's a strike call, 2-2.
Another late call by the home plate umpire on that strike. That fastball again.
Took a good long look, didn't he?
Sure did.
Two balls, 2 strikes, 2 down in the 9th. On the ground down the first baseline. That's a fair ball. Napoli's got it, and the Red Sox win. Well, the Red Sox hold on to win this one 9-6. As the Oakland A's come from behind to make this one interesting in the end. As Bailey gets to save his 4th of the year, Bob's Discount Furniture will again donate $1,000 to the Jimmy Fund Radio Telethon for every Sox game saved this season. With tonight's save, Bob's donation total this season now stands at $7,000. Everybody saved money at Bob's Discount Furniture. Visit mybobs.com to learn more. Well, Mike Napoli with a grand slam tonight. 3-run home run for Will Middlebrooks. Hess Express donating $500 to the pediatric trauma program at Boston Children's Hospital for every Red Sox home run this season. Sox have now hit 18 on the year, and the home runs total now brings the donation to $9,000. Our thanks to Hess and Hess Express, committed to helping the cause. As the Red Sox win it 9-6, take game 1 of the series. A good start to this series. Tom Caron.